My wife and I went to a union meeting. There were nominations for offices. My wife nominated me for recording secretary, and I got it. That's how my union career started. I'm Anthony S. Zuccarello. I was born in 1908.
Hello, America. This is Edward Murrow speaking from London. There were more German planes over the coast of Britain today than at any time since the war.
Must be the great arsenal of democracy.
The Tacoma Narrows raid.
In 1941, after his election to recording secretary for the new local union organization, Chick Zuccarello became district committee person.
I was having conversation with the then shop chairman. I said, you know, I take shorthand. I don't say that I'm the best stenographer in the country, I said, but I'd be an asset on your shop committee. You have to check your minutes with the management. I can at least find out if what the management's put in the minutes or what you actually say in the meeting. Lo and behold, he appointed me.
Chick! You're what I call a real pal.
When the shop chairman left to take a position with the International Union, he suggested the man who was the logical replacement.
He saw that I was elected shop chairman. Shop chairman in the General Motor plant was the guy who ran the union. He did all the work.
I'm a union man, and I work only 16 hours a day.
I was the only one who could go in and meet with management.
Solidarity forever. The UAW is not just about another nickel in our pay envelopes.
Because of the fact that he was in something that I was in.
But General Motors and all the other great corporations know.
My hero later on became Walter P. Reuther.
They will never be too big to be taken on in the struggle for justice.
I met Walter in the early days of our organization because he spoke at one of our meetings, and he was a dedicated person. He believed everybody was created equal. That's basic in all our agreements. Since I was the chairman of my plant, that was the thing that was incumbent upon me.
You sit there back at your big cigars and think of deliberately killing an idea that's made millions of people a little bit happier. Well, you go ahead and try. You couldn't do it in a million years because it's bigger than your ambitions and it's bigger than all the bracelets and fur coats in the world.
You bet it is, John.
Walter Reuther told them in the early 40s they should be making smaller cars that the people would buy them. They said, you run your union, we'll run our plants.
I think that this country should heed the advice of its first president and avoid all foreign entanglements.
I haven't the slightest idea of European affairs.
Let Europe fight her own battles.
On March the 12th, 1938, without warning, the German armies marched over the Austrian border.
In 1938, I was asked by a wandering photographer from the Old State Gazette what I thought about Hitler. And I said, this man could be a real danger to the world. Maybe I could have been psychic.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941. A date that will live
World War II.
in infamy.
The entire plant shut down. They ceased immediately producing parts for the automobiles. We met with management. They said there was nothing they could see in the near future for the reopening of our plant. Members of the shop committee and the president, we went to Washington. So we met with Archie Alexander, the Assistant Secretary of the Navy. 2 weeks after they announced that our plant was going to manufacture the torpedo bomber, which is the plane that our ex-president Bush was in when he got shot down and he bailed out.
There'll be a hot time in the town of Berlin when the Yanks go marching in. I want to be their boy, spread some joy when they take old Berlin.
Rejected as 4F, Zuccarello fought on the home front, inspecting the planes and organizing for the union.
Then when we started up again, the plant management told me, we're going to have to hire black people. We're going to have to hire a lot of women. I said, they're people. There's to be no discrimination in hiring anybody. Before the war, there were 2 blacks in the plant. That's all there was in GM, 2. One of them was the plant chauffeur and the other one was one of the janitors.
There'll be some changes made today. There'll be some changes made.
Once production got underway at that plant, it was really marvelous.
I'm the girl that makes the thing that
They worked 24 hours a day. Some of the workers there worked as long as they could, maybe 2 shifts, 3 shifts. It was one of those real profitable jobs for GM because the money was rolling in.
It's the show for 1944 with emphasis on air-mindedness. General Motors is well represented. The airplanes draw the crowds, especially such favorites as Eastern Aircraft's Avenger torpedo bomber.
I had found out that Harry Truman was coming through the plant to see how we were progressing with the dive bomber. Truman, who was a senator at that time, had a committee to see if war plants were producing what they were supposed to be producing.
There is a comfort in the knowledge that the somebody out there has the best that can be built.
So I said to the plant manager, "Oh, we're going to have a real important visitor today. I see you got all the unfinished airplanes on the exit assembly line so to make them believe that they're all ready to go out."
The committee has found waste, inefficiency, mismanagement, and profiteering.
They were trying to fool Truman because we should have had more airplanes in the hangar ready for final takeoff. After he came through the plant, I went to the plant manager. I said, "Why weren't we invited to go along with Truman? You deliberately left us out because the union would have told him the truth."
Come on, chick. Be just like you used to be.
Ah, go away with it.
Atta boy, I'm happy. That's just like you used to be.
Just like America,
I'll win this election and make these Republicans like it. Don't you forget that.
the baby boom came to 545 Perry Street. A daughter, Marie, and a son, Anthony.
Even though sometimes I very seldom saw him, I was able to sustain my family in a much better manner.
Vote for the standard of living that you've won under a Democratic administration.
Give them a higher standard of living.
Get out there on election day and vote for your future.
Wait till I come marching home.